Hi, this is Jahna Sebastian, Alchemist TV, and we are at the special reception for Patrick Cupid's collection. So, would you like to tell us about yourself?
Sure.
What's your journey like as a designer?
Oh wow, it's been a long time coming. I've been designing since I was a little kid. If I could hold a pencil or a pen, I spent my time drawing, and it was always clothing. I couldn't draw people yet, but I could figure out clothes. And so I think my love of fashion really began then, and just sort of evolved over time through old film and history and research. And once I got the opportunity to really make the brand a reality, of course I had to run with it. And here it is. Yeah. Fifth season in, and we're excited about it.
Right. Wow, fifth season.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
So you're showing now in London. How do you feel about it?
This is probably the best thing that's happened, in quite a while. I mean, we've all come out of quarantine and everything else, so it's really great to get out and meet people and have a physical event again. So that's that's probably the biggest part, and really get to introduce a new market to the brand. I am based in New York. And so I, of the philosophy, you have to kind of go where the people are, and sort of take it there. And I've, been showing in Paris a couple of seasons, and London has just been on the radar. So I said, you know what, let's go. Let's go and see it. And London's been very successful. I'll be in Wolf and Badger coming soon, so we'll be able to pick up the collection here in London, and talk to a few other stores. So fingers crossed, let's see what happens.
That's amazing. Well, actually, I love fashion weeks in New York as well. It's always amazing.
Oh yeah, they can be. Yeah.
we know about that, but
so,
it's great that you're enjoying yourself here, especially now when everything is kind of open, and I've met so many people as well during London Fashion Week where everybody's just so happy to see each other after literally almost
such a
2
long
years.
time, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh, it has been. Yeah, I mean, people have come through today to see the collection, and I've been talking to them, viewing, and I think the biggest part is people just really excited to come out and have contact with the new clothes and be able to touch and feel and see, and even with buyers, and we've been doing digital appointments for quite a while, which has been great and it's been successful for the brand. But now to then come out really and experience things full on again, and for people to really understand the brand DNA. You have to touch, you have to feel. I love your beautiful sumptuous fabrics and textiles because of the way they feel in the body, because of the way they drape. And I think with digital, though it's great and it's a great avenue, you don't really get to fully understand that until you can really touch and see.
Yes, nothing can really replace the in-person experience.
Right, it's true. It's so true. It's so true.
It's that human
connection. Oh yes, yeah. Well, even conversations like this, I've had some good ones, through Zoom. Thank you, Zoom. But here we are. Yeah, this is the real deal. Yeah.
Yeah. And I absolutely love the collection. It's so.
Oh, thank you.
Colourful, and it's just. Yeah, it just really feels like something that you would want to go out, something that is just perfect for the for the beach, and
just
going
yeah.
to Brighton, being out, and at the same time you can start your day going in the beach and then going to the bar.
Exactly.
In the same outfit.
It's exactly that. Yeah. It really is exactly. It's about being transitional. I mean, I think we live in a world now, thankfully, where women. Their lives are very full. Not to say that their lives weren't always full, but it's full with variety, in these ways. It's not, they're not, just in a home like we see about in older days, they're just sort of lounging around doing, they're active, they go to the gym, they're at work, they're the bosses, they're hosting TV shows, they're out at Fashion Week, they're out with their friends being social, and so gallery openings. And this time for, okay, well, let me go home and change, completely different outfit in order to get on to where I have to go next. It's kind of over. There's not enough time for that, So you need to be able to get dressed quick, maybe swap out your shoe, go from your heel to a sneaker, or keep the sneaker and keep going, and feel comfortable, look elegant and classy and sophisticated, feel sexy, and sensual at the same time, and not have to think about it. When you know that you look good and you don't have to think about it, I think that's half the battle won. You can just go in confidence and everything else. Yeah. So that's really what I try to do.
Wow, that is absolutely fantastic because I myself, quite often, I just would like to have one outfit for the day where I can just do everything, you know, go shopping, go work in my studio, then go and meet some people, then pick up my daughter from school, then do something else, and do it all in one outfit.
Right. Yeah, and not have to, you know, like not always inappropriate as it,
And so then it's appropriate for many different occasions, and at the same time, it's comfortable. It's just, you know, it doesn't restrict you in movement, and it's beautiful at the same time.
Thank you.
It's inspiring.
Oh yeah, no, it's all about that. I mean, you know, where I come from, you know, you see the versatility of life and like just going out and traveling and, you know, meeting different people, and you know, I notice a lot of the women in my life are like these very powerful, like upfront, you know, like, you know, no nonsense, you know, they're just like, yes, you know, they're doing it, and their bosses like in their own right, their own way, and so they have these very, you know, they're at the gym, you know, some of them are mothers, you know, some of them are not mothers, but like they're traveling for business and they go from meeting to meeting, or they're at galleries and they go here and then they're going on a date, and you know, they want that. You know, it's just like, okay, well, I'm going to put this on because I'm comfortable in this, and then I'm going to go out and do that. It's like, okay, well, how do I do that, you know, for this woman, elevate, you know, and help, you know, and that's a little more sophisticated, and a little more elegant, and, you know, and so it's through color, it's through texture, it's through shape. Fit is very important, you know, so like I make sure that if nothing else, my garments fit superbly. At any size, you know, because it's not about being, you know, perfect size 2. There's also a perfect size 16, and there's also a perfect size 22. So, you know,
they come in all shapes.
They do. They come in all shapes and sizes. Not every size 6 is the same shape. You know, there's different body types, and so I think it really has to, as much as I can, work across the board. And thankfully, it has appeal to all types of women from everywhere. Yeah.
That's amazing. So your collection is for the universal woman.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Universal. Mind, body, and soul. Yes.
That is beautiful.
Looking at how, like, you know, the geometry in this one and the mathematics, and sort of like thinking in that way. You know, it's just it is abstract and it's not, because there is order and there is balance to the way that everything moves, and it's very mathematical in the way that it happens, but not always necessarily being so uniform, you know, like with people, again, being individual and being different. So, you know, so you have this sort of like check pattern, but it's also work of art. So as you look closely into it, you notice one of the squares changes color. And then one of the squares are not necessarily the same shape and dimension. You know, they become rectangles. You know, they move in shape and size, and then all of a sudden, it becomes a dot, you know, right, you know, and so as the person has the garment and you own it and you wear it longer, the more times you pull it out, you come back to it in the print, you'll notice something else that you haven't seen before, you know. So just like going into a gallery, you look at a piece of artwork and then you come back again, and the next time you're like, wait a minute, there's a bird. Where was this bird the last time I was here? You know, it's like, you know, it was always there. You know, you just didn't catch it. You know, or sort of like you see the striping, you know, but the line breaks up. You know, that one's sort of cut with, you know, a circle, and then it cuts out there, and then, you know, like that red line sort of divides, but not always in the right placing, and sort of these soft pink stripes, and like the yellows and golds running through there, and that teal, you know, and then here, you know, getting caught in a fold. It's sort of, I couldn't even tell you what this shape is, but whatever this shape is, you know, that's sort of like hiding out, you know. And so when I do the prints, one of the things that I love is like a lot of like shearing and pleating, you know, because here's that same print and how beautifully that transforms, you know, once it's cut in a circular angle, and then, you know, like the pleating is actually, because like you're missing things about it, it totally becomes something else. Yeah. Yeah. And then the, you know, the octagonal shape that's like put on top of that, you know, in just lines and form. Yeah. And so like it's just important for that, like, you know, to keep the interest of garments. You know, like these have all ironically come out matching quite well, but that's something I never really try to do. You know, like they're not meant to mirror on each side. You know, so whatever you cut, that's what you get. Done. Yeah, and see different cities, you know, from China to Italy to here, you know, in the UK and London, in Paris, spending some time, different cities in Germany, across the states, you know, Canada, and you know, you sort of see that, like there's a common thread that, you know, when women have the comfort that they always talk about, wanting to feel and look sexy, you know, in their own way, you know, and it never being about somebody else, always being about how you feel, you know, how I feel. And so trying to really figure out, like, you know, what that is, you know, whether it's, you know, cool or warm or, you know, sensual. And so even like doing that, like I started construction-wise details, I think we talked about earlier, like moving the zipper, you know, to the back. And sort of, you know, yeah, it's a pant, it's baggy, it's very relaxed and very comfortable. But even the idea of getting dressed becomes, you know, a very fun, sexy event for yourself. You know, you're turning around and, you know, like you're zipping yourself up, you know, hooking yourself up in the center back, and, you know, you're zipping that down at the end of the day when you get home. You know, you know, or even like, you know, put your hand in there with the lining, you know,
Right. Oh.
right?
Okay.
And that feel, that's what's against your skin, you know,
Right.
instead of something rough or like, you know, like, so it just, all the way around, the experience of getting dressed is wonderful. You know, not just about how you look, but just the actual act of doing so, you know, becomes something that you look forward to. You know, like when you get up and say, "Ooh, you know, I'm gonna wear those pants," you know. Yes, because you love the pants, but also because it's fun. It's fun to wear them. It's fun to get dressed in them, you know. And then you put them on and you feel great. You're going out all day because, like, you know, you don't have to think about it. But then as you move and you feel the silk, you're like, you know, or you put your hand in your pocket and you're like, oh, okay, you know. It's just like these little reminders, like, oh, you know, yeah, I'm cute. This is.
That is so amazing. You're actually describing how women feel.
Yeah, I mean, you know, or how I hope they feel.
You perfectly described it, you know, because women usually, when a woman dresses for herself,
Right.
she just wakes up and she's like, I'm in this mood.
Right.
Let me just pick this one.
Right.
And then she puts it on, and then her mood even, you know, expands.
Yes.
It becomes even better, right? And then as she walks, and then she's doing something, and like puts her
The hands in pocket, yeah.
You know, it is an experience. Like clothes is an experience for women.
Oh yeah. For example, even this one from Paul. You know, everyone, you know, that's come in and tried on as a model, they all get on, and what I love to see, like when they do the little twist. You know, they get dressed and they go, oh my god, I love this. Like, look at it. Whether it's a skirt or a dress, it's just like, oh, look at this. You know? And that's the absolute best experience for me because it's like they're having fun.
Yeah.
You know, you're getting dressed, you're having fun. You know, and that little bit of like twist and shimmy, you know, even if it doesn't have the ruffle like this, you know, it's just the way they feel, you know, like they feel young, they feel pretty, they're having a good time. That's what I want people to do.
And then if you're on the dance floor, this is just perfect dancing.
They're going to see you. It's going to move.
Yeah, it's going to move, and it's really easy to move as well.
Right. Exactly.
Something like this is just perfect. You know, you can just be free and you just
flow and just move and do whatever you want. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, and taking all of that, you know, frustration with clothes away from it. So like even like one of my favorite pieces of these shorts. You know, this was the first iteration I did for the resort collection, and I just fell in love with them. And I just thought, you know what? Okay, we're gonna, you know, do these. I'd done it for fall in like solid colors, and I was like, oh, those are really cute. You know, you just put them on with like your tights or your stockings and a cute boot. You know, and you're out. You know, sweatshirt, blouse, whatever you want to do, whether you're going to work out with girls, whatever it is. You know, and so I started bringing it in. I did it again for spring, summer, and that's in the chalet. In this new print.
Wow, that feels really nice.
Yeah. You see? And so like in a hot, you know, summer day, whether it's not or even if it's cooler weather, you know, you feel that, you know, on your skin as you're going, and you stick down or you reach down and you touch it. You not only look good, it feels good, you feel good, like, you know. Yeah, that's the goal. Always the goal. Always, always, always the goal.
Yeah, not only look good, but also feel good.
But also feel good. Yeah, I you know, if you feel good about something, you feel confident in it, you keep it. You know, I wear things longer. I want people, you know, to do that. I think about, growing up and seeing my grandparents' wardrobe. My grandmother had this one favorite dress with roses on it. It was like a go-to dress for everything. And then, you didn't think about it then. But they grew up in a time where like you didn't have 50 dresses in your wardrobe. You had, if you were buying couture, you had certain things that were made that you could order, and then that was like your dress or dresses for the season that you order everything. Now. We have fast fashion, we have all these different options and ready to wear and everything's really available. But people don't necessarily love everything they own as much. And that's the difference. Oh, this is really great, or this is gonna be cute for this, and it's hot for that time. Yeah. And then next season you're like, I'm over it. Or you have nothing to wear it with because you've worn it out with everything else. Well, let's not do that. Let's take so this is my spring summer pant. Right, and let's say you're looking to do a pre-fall look. So this is the jumper that I've done for fall for this year. And so next year, this is this year's fall winter. This is next year's spring summer. It's now. It's September. It's October. It's getting a little bit cooler. Well, but it's still bright and sunny outside. Well, you can still wear this pant. Yeah. And you can still drop that on top of it. Yeah. And that's cute. Yeah. That really, really works. And now this is not out of date because now you have yet another way to style it. But however you want to, bring it in. And so I think about that.
Well, for example, in London, it can be quite warm in the daytime, and then at the end of the day, it can get chilly. September, October, it gets like that. So yeah, you can have those options, for different days.
Yeah.
We have like 2-3 types of
throughout one day. Oh yes. Yes, the same thing in Mexico. Mexico, it's chilly in the morning, but it's bright and sunny. It rains at noon, and then like by 2 or 3, it's like boiling hot, and then by 8 p.m. once the sun goes down, it's like freezing cold. It's like, well, what do I do here? Well,
so it's good to have these different options that you can just wear.
yeah, that really transitions, and it's a season. But do I have to make it that? No, but you can expand it. Have fun.
Well, I can definitely see that you're totally having fun with it. You're having so much fun with it.
I am. I am. I love doing it. I love creating the prints. I love seeing people's reactions. And I love color. Color is always fun. And bringing that in. Whether it's spotty. Different like little flashes of it. In here that come in. And I think people sort of begun to know the brand, like for the color combinations and the selection, which people are not quite sure. Like, how do you come with your colors? That's my little secret. So I'm gonna stick at that. But yeah, just really fresh combinations. Things sometimes that I may not necessarily you may not always think of like putting together, but let's make it work. Let's do it.
Yeah, maybe having a little app or something where you just on the go and then you just see a color. Like it could be just random, right? It could be anywhere on the street, like just being inspired from life, and then just put it in your app or whatever, your notepad, and just remembering it.
And take it from there. Yeah. And honestly, exactly what you said is how the Verdigris collection came about. It really was walking around New York City and seeing these tops of the buildings and then thinking about Empire State.
That's what you did, right?
Right, and that's exactly what I did. And then voila. You've got copper coming through this beautiful green patina, color, and then that becomes, you're dealing with metal, so you've got it, like that, sort of like the metallic. But then, okay, so.
Oh yeah, that reminds me of New York, definitely.
Yes, yeah. So it comes in all these different ways, and and so then the print it begins to evolve because patina over time. Metals, it has all these other colors, and you start to want to play with other things, and as this print developed, I'm looking at spots and spotty, so I think spots are coming. Yeah. Maybe for next season, look out, we don't know. And just sort of like playing it and then putting that in there and making sure I mix in a a little bit of color from past collections that are usable. Again, keeping the idea of keeping the clothing and keeping your wardrobe fresh. You know, there's always something that you can get to refresh, you know, what you already have. Adding the knit and doing different color balances, you know, for spring, summer, like in this beautiful, you know, rusty copper color, and then with that bright splash of the patina green, you know, on the bottom, you know,
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, this dress is like it was hard work to get it done, but you know,
Really?
something so simple, yeah.
Oh yeah, because once you put it on, you know, it's really, you know, it does.
Oh yeah, it fits the body. Yeah, but I mean, having the right proportion, everything, you know, it seems very simple, you know, but really there's a lot of thinking and engineering that goes in because, you know, again, like regardless of the size of the body type, you want to look good, you know, when I think about it. And so I have to consider that in the way that I design, even in a bodycon, you know, knit dress. Like you know, you want to make sure it's going to be right for everyone. Yeah, or at least as many people as possible.
That's so cool.
Thank you. And then the metallic fabrics where you can play in different textiles and textures of things.
That's really cool.
All these different cultures experiencing America, like in the Caribbean for the very first time, and sort of how like all those cultures sort of came in and then sort of melded and created a new culture, just the way that like life in nature erodes metals, precious metals, and they sort of evolve into like this new thing. And so I took a copper panel and created this print, and then oddly enough, spring summer came around for this year, and then I began to look at walking around New York City, the beautiful copper tops of a lot of the buildings and the gorgeous like green patina that they have, and then I started to think about how that mirrors some of the ways that the human psyche evolves as we go through like traumas and different things, and how it brings out sort of certain colors and certain behaviors and things that can be related to colors in mankind, in human being. And so Verdigris is the name of the collection, and the print sort of picks up where these, you know, collections have sort of left off, and like sort of carries that story of individualism and, you know, freedom and a sense of self, where you're really dressing, you know, it's a woman that has her own mind, you know, so she's not dressing for trend or to be popular or, you know, to be attractive to other people or even caring or concerning herself with other people think. It's really about her own person.
Well, thank you so much, and it's great to see you here in London.
Cool.
And
Thank you.
This is an amazing collection, definitely. I would
Oh, thank you so much.
Everybody check it out.
Thank you.